I never imagined a rusty old barn door could become my worst nightmare. But there it stood, padlocked and forgotten, just like he'd left it. My husband, Jack,
Had always been adamant about it.
stay out of there, Sarah, he'd say with that easy smile of his. It's just my old junk, tools and whatnot. Nothing you want to mess with. And I trusted him. Why wouldn't I? We'd been married for 15 years, building a life on our small ranch in the foothills of Colorado's Rocky Mountains. We shared sunrises over coffee on the porch, rode horses through the aspen groves, celebrated anniversaries with barbecues under the stars. Or, at least, that's what I believed we shared. But when Jack died, sudden, a heart attack while out fixing fences on the property, that barn turned into a ghost haunting every corner of my mind. For weeks, I avoided it like a bad memory. The ranch felt empty without his boots stomping through the mudroom, his laugh echoing off the pine walls. I told myself I was just grieving, that poking around his space would only make it worse. Deep down,
Though,
fear gnawed at me. What if opening that door shattered the man I thought I knew? It wasn't until the silence of the house became unbearable that I finally grabbed the key from his old truck's glove box. My hands shook as I twisted the lock. The door creaked open, revealing not the cluttered workshop he described, but something straight out of a hidden life. Shelves lined with photo albums, labeled boxes stacked neatly, framed pictures propped against hay bales. A few of Jack's worn flannel shirts hung on pegs, and in the center sat a sturdy pine desk piled with files. I stepped inside, the scent of dust and leather hitting me like a wave. The first thing I grabbed was a photo. Jack, grinning wide, arm around a woman I didn't know. She was mid-30s, with sun-kissed hair and a kind face. In front of them stood a boy, maybe 12, with Jack's same rugged jawline and mischievous eyes. My stomach dropped.
who were they?
Old friends? Relatives he'd never mentioned? The next photo hit harder, a hospital shot of Jack cradling a newborn, pride beaming from his face. The back read, Nathan. Day 1. My legs gave out, and I sank onto a hay bale. Albums chronicled years, birthday parties with cowboy hats and piñatas, Christmases by a fireplace in some cozy cabin, school rodeos where Jack cheered from the stands. He was in every frame, being the dad I'd always imagined he'd be, if we'd had kids of our own. Air escaped my lungs in a rush. This wasn't some distant relative. This was his son. 15 years of marriage, and he'd hidden a child from me. Betrayal sliced deep, but it wasn't rage yet, just a hollow ache. What else had he kept secret? I rifled through a box on the desk, envelopes stuffed with hotel receipts from Denver, rent payments for an apartment in Boulder, wire transfers to Isabella Moreno. The name repeated like a bad refrain. Then, a handmade card, crayon drawings of mountains and a horse, scrawled with happy birthday.
Dad.
Love. Nathan. Postmarked 3 months ago. While I'd been planning our trip to Yellowstone, grilling steaks for his birthday, he'd been living this double life. I didn't cry. I just sat there, surrounded by the fragments of a world I'd never touched. That night, sleep evaded me. Nathan's face, those eyes, that grin, mirrored Jack's so perfectly it hurt. The barn door loomed in my thoughts. Maybe if I dug deeper, it'd all make sense. But morning brought no clarity. I sat at the kitchen table, tracing Nathan's name on the photo's back. I needed more than pictures. Back in the barn, I hunted for clues. A recent card had a return address, a small town 2 hours west, near Grand Junction. Something possessed me. I threw a bag in my truck. Hit the highway without telling a soul, not my sister Jenna or my best friend Lisa. The drive wound through Red Rock canyons and sagebrush flats, the kind of western landscape that usually soothed my soul. But today, it felt ominous. The town was quintessential Colorado, pickup trucks parked outside diners, kids biking past feed stores. My GPS led to a modest Adobe-style house with a chain-link fence and a swing set. I parked across the street, heart pounding. No plan.
Just a need to see.
Then, out ran the boy, Nathan, chasing a soccer ball, laughing.
Mom, come on, he yelled.
It was Jack reborn. The lanky build. The easy energy. Behind him emerged Isabella, tossing the ball back with a warm smile. They looked content, like any family grilling burgers on a Sunday. Jealousy twisted in my gut.
How long?
Before me? During? Did he love them more? I wanted to confront them, demand answers. But I couldn't shatter that boy's world. Instead, I circled the block, parked hidden, and watched until dusk. Isabella checked the mail, glancing at a photo on her fridge through the window, Jack and Nathan hiking in the mountains. It crushed me. Back home, I collapsed in the dark, shoes still on. I couldn't confide in Jenna yet. She'd go nuclear, or Lisa, who'd turn it into small-town gossip. Staring at Nathan's card, anger flickered. But the boy was blameless. And Isabella? She looked worn, like someone burdened by secrets as heavy as mine. Tomorrow, I'd promise myself, I'd uncover the timeline. Every receipt, every file. Not for revenge, but for truth. Because Nathan was part of my story now, like it or not. The funeral blurred into a haze of cowboy hats and condolences. Folks from the ranching community packed the small chapel in town, sharing stories of Jack's quick wit and strong handshake. I stood by his photo in a simple black dress, nodding through hugs. He was a good man. Sarah. Y'all had a real partnership. Lies. All of it. Inside. I screamed. Then I spotted her, Isabella, in the back. Simple jeans and a fleece jacket, eyes puffy. Not crying, just watching with regret. Beside her, Nathan clutched her hand, looking lost. No one noticed the shadows in the crowd. Lisa sidled up. You all right? I whispered. See the woman and boy in the back?
She scanned.
Who are they? Isabella. And Nathan, Jack's son. Lisa's grip tightened. We gotta talk. After. At the house. Neighbors dropped off chili and cornbread. A rancher toasted Jack awkwardly. It all felt attached. I kept eyeing the door, but they were gone. Lisa pulled me aside in the mudroom.
Spiel.
I whispered about the barn. The photos.
The drive.
He had a whole life stashed away like old tack. Lisa paced. And they showed at the funeral? Ballsy. A knock interrupted. Charles Reed, Jack's buddy and estate lawyer. Briefcase in hand. Sarah, can we chat private? Lisa hovered as we went to Jack's office. Sorry to intrude, Charles said. But Jack updated his will 3 months back. Added a beneficiary, a minor, Nathan Moreno, and set up trusts. Payments to guardian Isabella Moreno. The room spun. You knew. He shook his head. Just handling the legal now. Did you? Recently. With that. The Jack I'd buried vanished. The man eulogized was fiction. I figured uncovering Isabella and Nathan was the rock bottom. But betrayal doesn't hit all at once in these wide-open western skies. It rolls in like thunderstorms over the plains. Each one fiercer. 3 days post-funeral. My sister Victoria showed up unannounced. always the flashy one, with her designer boots and big city attitude from Denver. She'd been distant since Jack's death. I chalked it up to her own drama. But that morning, she barged in, eyes swollen, arms wrapped tight. "We need to talk," she said, plopping on the couch without a hello. "You look rough."
Beak.
"Everything okay?" She fidgeted.
I'm pregnant.
The word hung heavy. "Pregnant?"
Congrats.
"I guess." But why the long face? She avoided my eyes.
It's
Complicated. My skin prickled. "Who's the father?" Tears welled. "Jack's." The world tilted.
what?
She nodded. "It happened once. Last summer at the ranch barbecue. We were drunk. It was stupid." "Stupid?" My voice rose. "You slept with my husband? My own sister?"
She sobbed.
"A mistake.
Sarah.
I didn't know I was pregnant till after he died. I was gonna tell you." Rage boiled. This wasn't confession, it was ambush. Victoria always craved the drama, the attention. Now she'd stolen the spotlight in the cruelest way. "Does anyone know?" She shook her head. "Just you." Convenient. I stood.
Cold.
"Get out, Sarah. Please, out." She left, tears streaming. Alone, I shattered. Not just hurt, fury.
Shame.
Had Jack loved her? Was she another fling? Or planned? Lisa came that night. I spilled. She listened, then said, "She's lying." "What?" "Vic's jealous type. Always wanted your life, the ranch, the stability. Don't buy it without proof." "True. But the pregnancy?" "Get a test," Lisa urged. Back in the barn, I found a locked metal box under the desk. Key hidden in a boot. Inside, more bank statements, letters, photos, and a USB drive. This wasn't just affairs. Jack had layers. The drive mocked me, labeled private. I plugged it in later. But first, the emails chilled me. Offshore accounts in the Caymans, transfers to shadowy firms. Not just for Isabella, names like Mr.
Rivera.
A Klein. Deeds for properties in Mexico. Even Montana ranches. Jack wasn't hiding a family, he was laundering money. Maybe from shady land deals common in these parts. Evening brought another storm, the doorbell. Expecting Lisa. I opened to Nathan. Alone. Backpack sagging. Face tear-streaked. "My mom's gone." Panic surged. "What happened?" "She dropped me at school yesterday. Didn't pick me up. I crashed at a friend's. But I pulled him inside. Made cocoa. Draped a blanket. I called the sheriff in his town. No missing report yet. But they'd check." Nathan stared. "You knew my dad?" Throat tight. I nodded. "Yeah. Kiddo. Did you hate him?"
He said. No.
But I didn't know him fully. He nodded. He called Tuesdays. Told stories about fixing fences. Riding trails. It gutted me. While I wondered about his late nights. He'd been a Tuesday dad. "Something's wrong," Nathan whispered. I agreed, feeling oddly protective. Lisa arrived, ready to charge west. I calmed her, waited for sheriff updates. Called Charles. "Nathan's here. Isabella missing."
Pause.
"I'm coming." He showed with files.
Grave.
Jack wasn't just hiding money. Feds were watching land fraud, tax evasion. Ongoing case. Why now?
Sile till resentlu.
Lisa leaned in. "Think Isabella's tangled? Possible. If she's gone, someone's tying loose ends." Fear gripped me. Jack left danger. Not just heartbreak. Nathan slept on the couch. I vowed to shield him. The USB drive taunted me for days. Charles cautioned. Could be evidence. Draw heat. But with Isabella vanished and Nathan trusting me, I had to know. While he napped and Lisa brewed coffee, I locked in the office.
Clicked the video.
Jack appeared. In his favorite fleece. Looking haggard. If you're seeing this, Sarah, I'm gone. My breath hitched. I lied, not just about Isabella and Nathan. I never stopped the mess, even when I could. Money. Properties.
Secrets.
By then, I was in too deep. He rubbed his eyes. Feds watched. I owed dangerous folks. Protected Isabella and the boy with trusts. Covers.
Pause.
Glancing aside.
Scared.
But the real warning, Victoria. Heart stopped. Your sister's not what she seems. She snooped. Knew about Isabella early. Used it. I think she threatened her. Stomach nodded. They argued weeks before I died. Isabella called terrified. Cut contact after. Hands shook. I know you hate me, but watch out. Protect yourself. Nathan, I loved you, but love don't excuse this.
Saw the
Screen black.
room spun. Victoria, yells.
Yes, but threats? Her pregnancy, timing reeked. No calls since our fight. I bolted to Lisa. We find Isabella now. Sheriff, no leads. Gave video info, thin without proof. Nathan colored quietly. I hugged him. Sleepless night. Replaying Victoria's smirks. This unraveling was far from done. A week dragged before I dialed Victoria. Not from weakness, fury simmered. But I craved truth over outburst. She agreed to a neutral spot, a roadside diner off I-70. Midway between us. I arrived early, nursing coffee by the window, pulse racing. She sauntered in, composed, like innocence personified. Sarah, thanks for this. I glared. Isabella's missing.
Blink.
What? Cut the act. You knew her.
Nathan.
Jack's video spilled it. You threatened her. Composure cracked. I didn't know she vanished. But you knew them. What did you say? She crossed arms. Told her to back off. She'd wreck your life.
His rep.
Protecting you. By scaring her? Shrug. Said folks wouldn't accept her. That you'd never forgive Jack. Pushed. But no harm. Nausea rose. And your pregnancy?
Lie.
Right? Face hardened. You never deserved him. The perfect ranch wife.
Slap.
Years of her envy. Masked as support. Exposed.
Sad.
Vic, I said coolly. You lost more than a sister today. I left. She didn't follow. Outside. Mountain air cleared my head. No cops, not yet. I was done with her games. Jack's mess. Done letting pain steer me. Next morning, Charles called. Child services update. Isabella's alive. Relief flooded. She'd hidden at a cousin's in Utah. Spooked by Victoria's threats and Jack's shady deals, feared blame. Saw Nathan safe with me via a mutual contact. Wants him back. If you agree. I did. Reunion at a park. Nathan bolted to her. Sobbing. Mom, she hugged. Then thanked me. You saved him. No debt. Just love him right. Better than Jack. She nodded. Then, could you stay in his life? A bit. I pondered the scared boy on my doorstep. The woman betrayed like me.
Yeah.
I'd like that. Weeks later, I boxed the house. Left the barn as is, no more digging. Sold the ranch. Moved to a quiet spot in Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains. Cabin with views. From Jack's hidden trust, intended for me.
Birchars.
Lisa helped pack.
Teary.
Find your peace. I have. Slow mornings with tea on the deck. Hikes through wildflowers. Reading by the fire. Nathan sends letters. I mail books on horses.
Stars.
Isabella updates. School's good. He's writing again. Healing's gradual. But real. Jack left lies. But I chose release. Not vengeance, forgiveness. For my sake. Lesson? Family's what you build. Not blood. Secrets destroy. But truth frees. After leaving Victoria, I drove the winding mountain roads. Mind racing. The Rockies loomed like silent judges. Back home, I sifted barn clues again. A note from Jack to Isabella. Apologizing for the risks. Risks? His land deals, buying cheap foreclosed ranches. Flipping to developers. Skirting taxes. Legal in parts. But feds smelled fraud. Charles dug. Jack partnered with shady investors. Some with cartel ties from border states. Isabella knew bits. Feared blowback. Her hiding made sense. Protect Nathan from that web. Reunion day. Park in Grand Junction. Aspens golden. Nathan spotted her.
Ran.
Mom.
Tears.
She approached me wary. Sarah. I never wanted this. Me neither. But he's innocent. We talked. Met Jack preemie. Affair turned serious. But he wouldn't leave. Promised to end it. But never did. Shared pain bonded us oddly. Moving. Sold ranch quick, market hot. Wyoming cabin, log walls. Stone hearth. First night. Stars brilliant. Peace settled. But expand. Added scenes with Nathan staying. Bonding over horse rides. Teaching him ranch chores. Isabella calls. We chat like allies. Article on land fraud in paper. Echoed Jack's mess. Feds closed case. No charges on us.
Victoria?
Radio silence. Heard she moved east. Pregnancy? Probably bluff. Lesson. Betrayal tests. But compassion rebuilds. With the confrontation behind me, I thought the storm had passed. But in the West, weather changes fast. A letter arrived from the IRS. Audit on Jack's estate. Charles handled it. But it unearthed more. Jack's investments included undeclared income from mineral rights on hidden properties. Legal mess. But I cooperated fully. Providing barn files. Feds cleared me. Victim. Not accomplice. Meanwhile, Nathan visited weekends. The road trails. Him on Jack's old gelding. Dad taught me to saddle up, he said. Mine too, I replied. Sharing stories. Bond grew. Step-aunt vibe. Isabella joined once. Picnic by a creek. Thanks for not hating us.
Couldn't.
Life's too short. Victoria resurfaced via text. Sorry. Can we talk? Ignored. Heard from Lisa, she claimed miscarriage. Lie confirmed. Pity mixed with relief. Cabin life. Joined a book club in town. Volunteered at animal shelter. Healing through community. One night. Dream of Jack. Forgive. Sarah. Woke reflective. Article. Family therapy for blended situations. Considered it for us 3 months in. Peace solidified. Nathan's birthday. Sent a saddle.
Called.
Thanks. Aunt Sarah. Isabella. Your family now. Reflected on journey. Shock of barn. Betrayal waves. Confrontations. Chose humanity over hate. Article wrote. In the American West, Wide spaces teach forgiveness, room for second chances. Lesson light. Secrets erode foundations like erosion on mountains. But rebuilding with truth creates stronger bonds. Family isn't perfect, it's chosen.
Victoria?
Distant olive branch, card. Responded neutrally. Healing continues. Final thought. Barn door open hell, but led to light. Grateful.